Welcome to our 5 on 5. Pleased to be joined by longtime South Medford football coach Bill Singler. Bill, thanks for being here.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, first off, congrats on your success this year. You've got an undefeated team, extremely talented. Where does this year's squad stack up against some of the best you've coached?
Well, it's a good team. It really is. You know, we're 6-1 at this point. We have an opportunity to play Sheldon this week for the conference championship, and we put a lot of onus on conference championships. It's important to us. You know, it's actually a championship we think we could win. You know, the state championship is a bar that's pretty high, and from that standpoint, we haven't ventured into that arena yet. But this team has a capability. We've had other teams, 2002, 04. 07 and 8 was a good era, 10 or 11, 12 in there was very good as well. And last year's team was a very good team that had an unfortunate loss in the first playoff game. But that's sports. Things happen. But this team has rebounded, and they're playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. So, we'll see how it goes.
So, big game tonight against Sheldon. How do you think your guys are going to stack up?
Well, I think we can stack up with these guys. It's just a matter if we can hold up. Sheldon comes at you with a lot of different weapons. They're much better this year than they were last year. They have three new additions to their team. Two kids are assistant coaches' sons from Oregon that are playing. One of them's a quarterback, and he's one of the top-ranked dual threat quarterbacks in the country, not just in our state. So from that standpoint, he's really good. And then Herbert's brother, who didn't play last year, broke his leg early in the year, and he didn't play, and he's back. He's about 6'6" and goes about 240. Really good defensive and offensive players. So they've improved their team, but our kids are looking forward to the challenge. They do have a little bit of an advantage that Willamette canceled their game last week. They forfeited, so Sheldon's had 2 weeks to prepare for us, which is big in football. When you have extra time to prepare, and they didn't have to play a game, so there's nobody getting nicked up, all those kind of things. But there's no excuses, obviously, from our end. It's just we wish we'd had 2 weeks to prepare for them, too.
Sure, certainly. Okay, very good. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to have much more in a moment. Stay with us.
Good.
Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with longtime South Medford football coach Bill Singler with a big game tonight against Sheldon. But I want to talk more of a macro view. You've coached for 40 years now, 4 decades. You plan to retire from teaching at South here at year's end, but is this your last season coaching the Panthers?
That's a good question. I don't envision that. I do have to retire from teaching. I'll be 65 in December, and I didn't envision myself to be a 50-year-old PE teacher. Here I am at 64, but it's kept me young. I've really enjoyed my stay at South Medford. It's been a great experience after moving around the country at the college level for about 18 to 20 years, and so we've kind of found a home. But we're moving along, and we're doing fine. We'll meet about the football coaching position after the season, and it's my impression. I really believe you need to have your head football coach in the building. I think that's an important ingredient, especially to stay on kids. The retention, or try to get kids to come out. Promote your program, and so being in the building for 20 years has been it's been a good thing for me and good for our program. And but we'll sit down and talk about that later. I'd still like to coach. I'd still like to be the head coach at South Medford, but I'll certainly listen and do what's best in the interest of the school. A
lot has been learned the past few years about concussions, and some youth coaches say there's been a dramatic decrease in kids coming out for football. Have you seen a decrease in that kind of interest in kids?
Well, we haven't at our level. I haven't really studied. I've read a lot of the material that comes out, as you might read in the paper, or other findings that we've seen online and that kind of thing. The thing that we want to promote is that sports are so good for kids. You need to get kids actively involved in different extracurricular activities, whether it's football, the band, speech and debate, another activity. Yeah. Get kids involved. And I think football right now, the media is so big, especially in